Warren Buffett might go down as the greatest investor of all time. A man who took Benjamin Graham's principles, applied his own secret sauce, and created one of the most incredible portfolios the world has ever seen. His credentials need no introduction, but he's famously avoided risky assets or those that he doesn't understand. No Bitcoin, no Palantir, no dot-com bubble stocks, and certainly no dog with hat. But what if Warren was born 50 years later? What if he started his investment journey a few years ago and crypto was the girl giving him a slightly devilish look across the dance floor? What would that portfolio look like? To imagine that, we first have to understand Buffett's key investment principles, and these come in various stages. Finding his chosen companies, analysing his chosen companies, and allocating funds he will be comfortable holding for decades, a process alien to most crypto traders. Buffett does favour traits that can be applied to crypto, however. Moat companies, low-debt corporations that are sustainable and offer dividends, first movers, trusted leadership, although this one might be hard to find when a dev sells a meme coin 4 seconds after launch, but hey, now we have a pinch of insight into the brain of an investing demigod. The question is, how do these apply to crypto? A moat company is essentially a company that has a product so unique that copies of such will never come close. Palantir is a great example, but that's for another video. You could argue that Coca-Cola, Buffett's BFF, has a rival in Pepsi or Apple with Android, but the growth of both of these companies outshines their competition, meaning that by this point, Buffett has already reaped the rewards from being early and is enjoying his comfy dividends on a stable company that's going absolutely nowhere. But a moat can be defined in different ways, and in crypto it's a very different conversation altogether. For instance, SPX 6900. Look, I'm not a big Murad fan by any means, but the idea that cult coins could outperform meme coins is a fascinating one. If you really do have a holder list of financially illiterate Twitter followers who will never sell and are happy to buy no matter what the price is, just how many other meme coins in the space have that? Or something like Bitcoin's deflationary nature. Sure, you've got hundreds of Ponzi meme coins offering a similar feature, but how many are actually sustainable and have stood the test of time? Certainly not SafeMoon. The fact is that by nature, Bitcoin should hedge against the dollar and gives it a competitive edge. Now, is that fairly priced? That again is for another video, but Bitcoin certainly has a crypto moat around it that most other altcoin and meme coin alternatives could only ever really dream of. That brings us onto his next checkbox. Buffett loves a dividend. The idea of an auto-compounding investment that can grow over a long period is crucial in Buffett's analysis. With that in mind, he would have probably FOMO'd into SafeMoon, which is why making this video is a bit difficult. But there are coins where you can stake to earn a yield. Now, yield farming does of course come with its challenges, with some companies like Gemini and FTX offering huge APY returns only to, well, not deliver that. Or deliver anything at all. The sweet spot would be something like Cardano, where the staking is non-custodial, so users always have full control over their funds, and they can even pair ledger wallets to enhance security. Sure, there are going to be countless altcoins offering you 50% returns for staking, but how secure are they? The OG, if you will. Warren would love meme coins if he gave it a go. I reckon he would have made a fortune on the OG peanut. Buffett believes in long-term brand trust and a company being the first to pioneer its product. With so many altcoins and cryptocurrencies now, it's hard to really differentiate which utilities will actually, I don't know, be utilized, and which are simply there to say, hey, we're not useless. Finding those utilities that can actually offer adaptive growth would likely be Buffett's calling card. I don't mean Solana being faster than Ethereum, but things like Ripple, whose utility is unchallenged and could have a role to play in the broader financial markets, big emphasis on could, would certainly be more appealing than something like Doge, for instance. This is where the video might fall apart, because I don't think any leadership in crypto should ever be trusted. Imagine trying to find a reliable dev in meme coins, or someone who heads up a crypto exchange that hasn't undergone some level of controversy. But don't worry, because altcoin devs are much better. Just look at Solana. Yeah, okay, never mind. What about Ethereum?
What's your favorite pickup line?
What?
Do you, See my point? But that does mean that Bitcoin once again has an edge, because it's not like someone can pull the plug or intrinsically damage the product through bad business practice. People can do that with their own business while investing in Bitcoin, like Michael Saylor would be susceptible to that. But Bitcoin itself would not be at fault, therefore making the product much more investable. So with all of this in mind, what would Warren Buffett's crypto portfolio look like? 100% in USDC. Thanks for playing and see you next time. A quick heads up guys, obviously none of this is financial advice, and making this portfolio based off what you've seen in this video probably isn't the best thing you'll ever do, so avoid that, and it's just here for entertainment purposes. But while I have got your attention, I just wanted to say a massive thank you for all of the support on the videos over the last few weeks. It's honestly blown me away. It's been so cool seeing so many new people comment down below and subscribing to the channel. We're so close to 5,000 subscribers now, and I would love to have you in our little crypto therapy session community where we can hopefully just keep building and doing some fun different things on the channel. So if you're liking what you're seeing, I'd love to have you around, and we'll get back to the portfolio. I think he would start off with his biggest holding as 30% of Bitcoin. This to me just was an obvious one. There are no shady leaders, it's deflationary, there's a growing utility, and there is mass adoption potential that we're seeing currently. How high would he be willing to buy something like Bitcoin? That would demand a whole video of somehow trying to get close to a DCF equivalent for it, but maybe that's a challenge for another day. But for purposes of simplicity, Bitcoin would be the go-to staple for Wavy Warren. Next up, Cardano, 15% of it, staked. Buying it without staking for the bruising Buffmeister just wouldn't be worth it. Or would it? It now sits at just $0.57 and dropping closer towards those bear run lows. Maybe this is the ultimate Buffett play. That's followed by 15% in Chainlink. It's like XRP, but this one actually has partnerships with MasterCard. Although they've been around forever and nothing's actually happened except that the price has gone down. But this is another beaten down altcoin with utility that could stand the test of time, allowing non-blockchain data to be blockchainized. That's the kind of moat that Buffett would be drawn to, and with the price low enough to speculate on those partnerships actually delivering, this is an attractive buy for him. 15% in XRP. I'm only including this so the mob don't come after me. No, in all seriousness, it's been a crazy long battle and a ridiculous story for XRP, but it appears to finally be paying off. There is real world upside for Ripple now, and how much of that will actually matter is anyone's guess, but the crazy returns already have rewarded those diehards who never wavered, and it puts it ahead of at least 95% of other cryptocurrencies. 10% of Solana. I would have said Ethereum, but that literally is a stablecoin. Solana does it all better, and while there's no real competitive moat, especially now with other things like Tron getting into the MEMECOIN game, it does vastly outperform other coins that offer the same features, and especially in terms of volume. If they can get away from just being known as the MEMECOIN platform, then there is still some untapped potential here. 5% in the SPX 6900. Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying it either. But as far as a riskier investment goes, is this the best you could make? Probably not, but using Warren Buffett's investment philosophies, then it's definitely up there. Betting on a cult to outperform a bundled rug pull is certainly an educated bet, and the longer the cult lasts, the better chance of success it has. And his last 15% would go in USDC. Cash is king, and our crypto bro Buffett would likely choose to have enough lying around to FOMO into the latest celebrity launches on Pump Fun. If you like this video and you haven't checked out the inevitable journey that every crypto trader goes through, then be sure to check it out here. And until next time, I'll see you in the trenches.